The CEO had just fired the woman. The very next second, he learned that the company's network had been hit by a hacker attack and the entire system was on the verge of collapse. What he didn't know was that the woman he had just fired was one of the top hacker masterminds in the world. Although on the surface, the woman was just a cybersecurity officer at the company, but in the digital world, she was a technical expert with top-tier hacking talent, holding control over the core systems of countless enterprises. The former CEO had recognized her abilities back then and spent a huge sum of money to hire her. But the new CEO knew nothing about any of this. He had just taken office and was extremely dissatisfied with the benefits she received. The woman's apprentice, Linda, wanted to replace her and also wanted to drive her out. And so, under the joint scheme of the CEO and Linda, the woman was ultimately forced out of the company. However, without the woman's protection, the company's network was soon attacked by hackers. Just as the CEO was panicking, Linda recalled a method the woman had mentioned before. She immediately followed the woman's instructions and eventually resolved the crisis. What they didn't know was that the method the woman mentioned was only temporary. Before long, the company's network system would completely fail, but neither of them was aware of this. The CEO believed Linda's skills were outstanding and planned to take her to next month's tech competition to help the company secure more projects. Meanwhile, on the other side, the man's company was also facing a crisis. At present, no matter how hard they tried, they could barely keep the system running. If they wanted to solve the problem completely, they had to invite that mysterious technical expert. However, the former CEO had always valued the woman greatly. To prevent other companies from poaching her, he had sealed all information from the outside world. The man didn't even know what the woman looked like. Just as the man had no idea what to do, he happened to learn that the CEO had fired the woman. The man was extremely excited when he heard the news and immediately decided to hire her personally. Unfortunately, when the man arrived downstairs at the CEO's company, he narrowly missed the woman standing nearby. And just like that, the man failed to find her. After leaving the company, the woman did not rush to find a new job. Instead, she stayed at home and developed a new cybersecurity system. After a month of hard work, she finally completed the system. After that, she planned to bring her work to interview for a new job. Coincidentally, the company she went to was exactly the man's company. Just as she was about to attend the interview, she ran into the man, who was walking in a hurry. It turned out today was the day of the tech competition. In order to save his company, the man placed his last hope on this competition. After learning this, the woman also wanted to use the competition to test the new system she had developed. So they decided to go together. Before long, the two arrived at the competition venue. At that moment, the man's team ran into trouble. Something had gone wrong with the system they prepared, and it could not be successfully deployed. When the CEO and Linda saw this, they mocked the man's company for having outdated systems, saying it was impossible for them to win. The woman ignored them and immediately fixed the vulnerabilities. Very soon, the man's network system returned to normal. Unexpectedly, when the CEO and Linda saw the woman, they looked down on the man even more. They mocked the woman as nothing more than a fired employee who knew nothing about networking. The man was shocked when he heard this. Only then did he realize that the woman was the technical expert he had been searching for. Seeing this, the CEO mocked the man for being foolish, claiming the woman had maliciously tampered with the firewall, causing his company's system to be breached. If the man hired the woman back, he would probably go bankrupt immediately. After learning the reason the woman left, the man couldn't help but feel suspicious of her. But the woman knew very well that all of this was a setup against her. Just as the woman was about to explain, the host interrupted her. The host announced to everyone that the competition was about to officially begin. The rules were very simple. Each company had 2 chances. Whichever system could withstand a virus attack for a longer time would be the winner of the competition. Very soon, Linda presented the system she had prepared. After testing, it was found that Linda's system could last for 5 minutes. The woman was somewhat surprised. She hadn't expected that after learning from her for so many years, Linda had indeed gained some ability. Then it was the man's company's turn. But the woman only took one glance and concluded that the system could not win. She advised the man to modify it immediately. However, the man's team did not believe her at all. For this competition, they had invested enormous effort and energy. How could the woman dismiss their work so easily? Besides, time was tight. They had no time to make changes. The woman thought these people were too foolish. As long as the man agreed, she was fully capable of reworking it herself. Unfortunately, the man chose to trust his employees. The final outcome was exactly as the woman had predicted. The man's system only lasted 3 minutes before being breached by a virus. After seeing the man lose, the CEO became even more arrogant. They believed they would definitely defeat him this time. The man's employees were deeply discouraged. After realizing the gap between them, they understood that even with another chance, they still could not defeat the CEO's system. Left with no choice, the the man decided to let the woman step in. The woman brought out the system she had developed, planning to use it in the competition. When the man's employees saw this, they thought the woman was completely insane. They had used hundreds of people to build their network system. How could the woman possibly do it alone? Even the CEO and Linda mocked her, saying she might as well just surrender. What they didn't know was that they were about to witness the woman's true power.